You guys all know me already, but in case anyone else from the building was joining and didn't know what we did, this is who we are. You've seen us obviously walking around and what we do. So here's just a few examples of some of the marketing services that we provide. So just to give you a little background on our experience. So we do mostly digital, but we have been known to do some branding, packaging, and signage as well. So let's see. Can you guys see slide number 2? Cool. So what I came up with 5 ideas to help you get your business through the COVID-19 crisis. And the first one, I wanted to start right off very optimistic. Change brings opportunity, so definitely look for it. There are a ton of new problems to solve out there. There are lots of products or services that you could offer to get your business more traction, cash flow. I think that there's the businesses that are going to come out of this are going to be much stronger than the ones that came into it. Finding different gaps in the market. Got a good example of this. So one of our clients is a bike shop, and bikes have been deemed essential because people do use them to commute, but it has also been the perfect time when people have started to dust their old bikes off, pull them out of the garage. But a lot of those bikes aren't working. So they've been offering free pickup and drop off service for bikes, and have been busier than ever. They were even picked up on ABC News this week and had a segment about them at how their business has just really taken off. So there's plenty of, you just have to think about changing your strategy and figure out where that is. And I think that you could really stand out from the competition. Other problems to solve, we work with a number of different real estate companies. And right now, for the property managers and there's going to be a lot of distressed assets that are going to be out there. So think about, well, maybe you were offering one service, but how can you switch it to offer something that's more suited for the time now? So anyway, really think about what that opportunity is, and then we'll figure out how to tell people about it. The second point that I wanted to make was to provide solutions to your customers' problems. There are so how do your products and services serve your customers now? What are they doing right now? It's not business as usual, so you can't act like it. You have to switch and think about what can you do. So even whether that is providing extra customer service, if that is, I'm trying to think of a good example that I heard the other day. But for example, we have a painting client. You guys probably remember Rob from in the building. He's doing virtual estimates and is actually having better luck with virtual estimates than he had when he was with some sales professionals. So there's a lot of different ways. It's faster to give a virtual estimate. You can get pretty close, and you can book that business quicker. So being able to change and adapt will really help out. So give alternatives for how people can support and interact with you. Obviously, we're doing video conferencing right now, but how are you going to do sales? Can you, if you're selling products, could you do a Zoom chat with somebody? Could you offer consulting of how to use your product at home, which you normally would have trained them in your store? Delivery options like that pickup drop-off service. We have a distillery client that is doing curbside pickup. So that's a great, and I know that they're doing, some restaurants are doing, lots of restaurants are doing delivery, and even some liquor, like distilleries are doing drop off for pre-made cocktails. So just kind of think outside the box. And then adding web chat, being able to connect with them where they are right now. Everyone's sitting at home with their computers and offering different services. So, and how you describe those products and services is also very important. So figure out that messaging, make sure that your customers know exactly how they can interact with you and what you're currently offering them as far as help goes. The third one I think is super important right now, communicate to stay relevant. So it's going to be so easy for customers to just completely forget about you. If you're closed, then start thinking about building brand awareness. Send emails, let them know what you're doing. Maybe you're working on a new product or service that you're going to release when the stay-at-home order ends. Share more on social media. Try to start those conversations. Call your customers. I mean, this is a great thing to do during the downtime. Just pick up the phone and call them. If they're, and maybe they don't just have to be leads or warm leads. Call your customers and just see what they're doing, what they're struggling with. Run a survey. This is another touch point. We talk about touch points in marketing a lot. A survey is a great way to develop a touch point that shows that you're connecting with that, with your customers. You value their opinion and you're staying relevant and you're keeping top of mind. And the last was to develop a new product or service to announce. So think about what gaps in the market there are right now, and then make sure that you communicate to them. If you don't communicate to them, they're never going to know what it is that you've changed or how you've adjusted your business. So communication is definitely key. And personally, email's been great. People have been at their computers more. They're more likely to click on emails now. So we've seen a lot higher open rates with that. Number 4 is use this time to develop more brand loyalty and come out of this stronger than before. So think about growing your voice on social media. You can do this organically. You can run an ad, develop content like a white paper or a blog post to solidify yourself as an expert in whatever industry you're in, and then drive traffic to that through social media. You can also do that through email when you're doing your touch points. Definitely go above and beyond. I had an experience where I purchased something online and I thought it was kind of a large company that wouldn't care, but they had somebody call me and make sure I was okay and I understood everything about my order, and before they shipped it up, and asked if I had any questions. I mean, that was crazy to me, but it built up a lot of brand loyalty with me in particular. And I know this is just an anecdotal piece of evidence, but at the same time, I felt like if you have the time to do those sorts of things, why not do them now and develop that relationship more? It's also a great time to build reviews. There's a lot of people who are looking for ways to help support the businesses that they used to patronize, but now they can't do that. So you could try to sell gift cards. You could try to pre-sell, products if you've been closed down. But use this time to build your reviews. Talk to your best customers. They'll love that. They're more likely to help you out right now because we're all in this together, and we want to help everybody out. And then lastly, think about ways that you can make your customer or client the hero. Make them feel good about supporting you and sticking with you through this process. That'll create lasting loyalty and hopefully have you a stronger brand loyalty coming out of the pandemic. And the last one, expand your digital presence. I think it is very likely that your digital presence is going to be way more important now coming out of the crisis than it was going into the crisis. If you thought the internet was big before, I think it's only going to be bigger now. So you need to be where people are searching. I mean, we're not going to go back to business as usual. There's still going to be a lot of social distancing that's going to happen. So think about how you can, for example, if you get a lot of your business from conferences, well, it's very likely that conferences are going to be canceled for the next 6 months to a year. I mean, they're talking about concerts and performances all being canceled for the next year. So if conferences are where you get a lot of your clients, then you need to think about, well, what's the alternative? Is it maybe getting more involved in LinkedIn groups? Is it hosting some sort of video chat to explain your product and inviting some of your warm leads to it? So just kind of think about that. The other thing is just getting to the top of search results. I think Google advertising and social media advertising has just gotten more and more important over the last couple of weeks because everyone's looking on Google for whatever products that they need. They're not going to be driving around in their cars as much. They're not going to be listening to the radio as much. They're not going to be seeing billboards, so they're all going to the internet to try to find what they need. So search engine optimization, Google ads, and social media ads are all great ways to get more visibility. We have a client that is a brick and mortar store that's working with construction workers, and they've seen their business drop off in the store, but the ads that we're running are up 50% or more, so they're selling a lot more online, and that's a result of more DIY projects, supply chain issues. So you got to think about that. So if where they've taken a number of they've gotten a number of new customers from competitors because they were able to promote that they had these products, they were able to get online, and people would look around for alternatives from where they usually go, and this could be a great way to steal some market share. So, but in order to do that, you have to be able to be found. So, so I think the habits are going to change as a result of the pandemic. So definitely think about how your business can shift to accommodate the new reality, at least in the next year or so. So those are our 5 ideas for helping get you through COVID-19.